If I was a college student studying for final exams and I only had 4 days to study, this is how I would study. On day one, I would read through the material, highlighting for key information, and then creating concept maps, outlines, and links between these key concepts so that I understand how all of these things relate to one another and compare with one another. On day two, I would use that, concept map outline system to build a quiz. And I know that you all have tons of different ways that you build quizzes to quiz yourself, and then reflect on any sort of knowledge gaps that came up in that quizzing process. Go back through your material and identify where those gaps occurred, and then create a more intense, more detailed concept map to address those gaps. On day three, I would use that new, more robust outline to create a presentation as if you were the professor of the class teaching the material to someone else. Not only should that presentation include the key concepts and your ways of teaching that concept to a learner, but also you need to identify examples of those key concepts that you would include in the presentation. Then you're going to teach that presentation. Call up your mom, call up your best friend from high school, talk to your roommate, teach that presentation to someone else, tell them to ask you questions, and identify any sort of gaps that came up for you, questions that you couldn't answer. On day four, you would reflect back on any gaps that occurred across the quiz, across the presentation and the questions that your learner asked you, and then go back through your material again one final time, building out that outline, addressing any gaps in the material, and studying one final pass before you take your test. Good luck.